Good evening. Happy holidays. Today is the 15th of December, 2025. I am coming to you live from Shots on Top in the Eastern Market, 2632 Russell Street, just north of Gratiot. Here today in the Be Positive Children's Department of Shops on Top. 100 Black Men, we had our holiday networking event here today and wanted to give you some impetus about what 100 Black Men is all about. And bringing to the camera, to the stage right now, will be the current president of 100 Black Men of Greater Detroit, Mr. Charles Felton. And how you doing, Mr. Felton?
Good evening, everybody. How's it going?
You've been a part of 100 Black Men for how long now?
About 9 years.
And what was it about the organization that got you interested?
I came to the organization through one of my mentors from Blue Cross Blue Shield, Bill Toples, and I initially came into the organization because I knew I wanted to be a contribution to the community, and I was always looking for a way or a vehicle to do that. So I knew that I wanted to serve. My brothers had a fantastic reputation, mentoring, doing health and wellness events in the community. So I was ushered in through my mentor, and that was how I came to become a member.
And you just gave a guess of who are the 100. But in addition to that, tell the audience what the 4 pillars are and what they represent.
Okay, so education, mentoring, health and wellness, leadership, and financial literacy. So we have 5. So education, number one, always. We work with a number of youth, and not only in Detroit, but in our 120 some chapters across the world. London, Turks and Caicos, Barbados. We have chapters all across the world, and education is our foundation. Mentoring. We've been mentoring in the city of Detroit for 31 years. I always like to say we graduate 100% of our boys from high school. Health and wellness. We do a number of partnerships with Blue Cross Blue Shield throughout the year, Men's Institute of Urology, and we're always looking for ways to encourage Black men to get out, to get tested, whether it's your PSA, whether you're having, heart issues, your A1C, diabetic supplies. We have fitness activities during the summertime. So we do a number of events around that. What else are we talking about? Leadership. We do an oratorical competition for high school seniors and juniors every year, where we provide about $6,000 to $7,000 in scholarships. Every child that participates walks away with some form of compensation for higher learning. And our top prize, I believe, is about
$2,000.
Yep. And then financial literacy. So we have done, over the last 10 to 15 years, tons of financial literacy courses, not only for the parents of our children in the program, but in partnership with Allied throughout Metro Detroit. I don't have the exact metrics on those, but 5, 6, 7 times a year at least, we put these programs on through Brother Don Ferguson. But we are looking at another vehicle to pursue that since he's moved on. But we do a number of things in the community.
And you mentioned the 100% graduation rate of the young men that are in the program. That program is called Project Success. Tell the audience a little bit about what that program entails.
So Project Success is a bi-weekly mentor program for young Black males in middle school and high school. We go through a number of topics, everything from computer coding, conflict resolution, how to interact with the police. We have the state police teach our teenage boys how to drive, what to do when they get pulled over. We go through etiquette classes, how to tie a tie, which fork and knife to use. We go on college tours. This year we'll be going to U of M. We already went to Michigan State. Our boys met with Tom Izzo. We do a number of things just to make sure that the boys are exposed to as many opportunities as they possibly can be. And we like to say that we're widening their aperture, right? our slogan is what they see is what they'll be, and that's what we encourage our young men to do. We don't just say everybody has to go to college. We entertain the military, we entertain electricians, we take them to the plant. We let them know that, you don't have to have this cookie cutter life. And whatever you choose to do, you can do whatever you want to do as long as you do it well.
I want to thank Derek Henry, the homie, G Money Hollywood, as well as Karen Winston for joining us this evening, in addition to Mr. 1213. And as always, on the Detroit Black and White platform, we ask that you like, subscribe, and share. We're in the room at the Shops on Top that is known as the Be Positive Children's Room. The owner, proprietor of the Shops on Top, Darren Washington, he has a line of children's products, toys. Matter of fact, he will be on in a little while to talk about an event that will be at the Durfee Innovation Center this upcoming Friday. He's been involved in the community for a while, and when I was charged with looking for a location to have our event this year, and we didn't do a full holiday gala, we decided to make it a holiday networking event. And the goal of it was to support a Black business, a Black-owned business in the city of Detroit, which we're doing because you talked about, economic development, things of that nature. We can't build the economy in the Black community if we're not supporting Black businesses. So being that we're at a Black establishment today, we try to have our meetings at Black establishment. What really does it mean to you as president, Charles, to come to a Black establishment? This is our second time in 3 years here to support this business.
I think it's critical. A lot of the success that you see outside of the communities of color is that they're able to cycle their dollars within their community successfully so many times. And I forget the specific metrics, but I know that we will not make it without us. We will not be successful without our own. It is critical that you support your Black retailers, your Black restaurants, your Black grocery stores, anything that you can do to make sure that your dollar stays in our community circle will make sure that our people continue to prosper. So it is critical that we continue to support Black businesses and that we keep our dollars in our community.
And speaking of dollars in the community, this business has been here for 8 years now. They have a men's side for men to come shop. They have a woman's side for women to come shop. They have the children's side. And they also have what's known as Why Not Detroit. Why Not Detroit is a positive advertisement of Detroit, be it T-shirts, hat, hoodies, gloves, and it is the winter season right now. Workout wear, all things Detroit. And it's called Why Not Detroit, to promote why not support a Detroit business, why not support Detroit. And it's why, the letter Y, not spelled out, and then Detroit. It's pretty much a competition to everybody versus Detroit. But they're not really in competition because proprietors of both businesses are member of Kappa Alpha Psi, so they understand the importance of not everyone will be buying Why Not Detroit apparel. Not everyone will be buying Everybody versus Detroit apparel, but they are in the business of speaking positively about the city of Detroit. And that's what's most important. So we have to appreciate them for doing that. Your plans with regard, you've been president for how many years now?
About almost 4 years.
And your tenure is coming to an end. What you said that too quick. I didn't get my question out. What has been a leader of this organization? I'm proud to be on the board with you, serve as a board member. What has being a leader of this organization meant to you?
Being able to lead us post-pandemic has been everything, and being able to maintain the integrity of our programs. We don't look too differently post-pandemic than we did pre-pandemic. A lot of nonprofits had to shift and change the way that they did things. We were able to keep our boys in our program throughout the pandemic. We did movie nights. We sent books. We sent laptop computers and desks to our boys during the pandemic. We would meet at the Southfield Police Station. So we made touch points with our communities and with our mentees during the program, and we've continued to have that success. And my personal constitution was just to maintain and hold the fort and make sure that we kept our hands on these children through the full completion of Project Success. And I'm happy to say we have 11 graduating seniors next year. We actually have one boy that's graduating in December. So just here to serve, to be a blessing, and to make sure that, we hold the line so we can continue to have our children be successful.
And one thing that's interesting as well as ironic about the Project Success and, the positiveness that we try to expound to them, we're in the room, the Be Positive Kids room, and a lot of what they preach to kids to get them to understand the importance of being positive, be nice, love one another, have faith, smile, be happy. These are some of the same principles that is taught to these young men. Again, 100% graduation rate, and we appreciate the comment, G Money Hollywood. Thank you. Kudos with regards to that. And let's give a shout out to the board member who's over that, and that is Kurt Ruffin. He's not here this evening. Otherwise, I would have him on the before you on the camera to speak specifically about the program. But he has done a phenomenal job with the programs over the last 2 years. Don Ferguson has gone off to the world of retirement and about to enjoy his retirement fully. But he has passed it on to someone that is more than willing to take on the reins of that program and to keep it going in a positive light that has been going the last 31 years.
Yes, sir.
And with a 100% graduation rate over 31 years is amazing. One of the things the President Felton forgot to mention, one of the other things we do for our graduating seniors is during the holidays, provide a $250 stipend to them.
Every kid in the program.
Oh, every kid in the program. So every year,
$250 to spend at Sam's Club for groceries and for holiday shopping. And we have been able to bless families who, one mom we know 2 years ago lost her job post-pandemic, and every time you're able to be a blessing, you should do so. And we'll be doing it again next Saturday. Every family get $250 to spend on groceries at Sam's Club, and they open up just for us. They have a dedicated line just for us, and we're able to bless those families every year.
Thank you for the compliment, Karen Winston. But yes, this is a very important program. I was sharing with one of the guests that was here earlier today. Carl Fulton and his wife drove all the way from Ypsilanti to be here to support us. And one of the things that they were saying with regards to, we call Greater Detroit, they're looking forward to more members from the Greater Detroit community that even stretches as far as Ypsilanti and Ann Arbor, because, Mr. Fulton is interested in joining. And it was good for him to see the information on social media and drive, 45 minutes to be here this evening. So I appreciate him and his wife for coming. Safe travels back to the Ypsilanti area. But this, it means a lot for us. And we don't do this for the recognition. We don't do it for the praise. We do it because we feel there's a need, there's a calling, and this is what servant leadership is all about.
Absolutely. There's always more. There are another programs and a number of institutions, and there's always opportunity to give back, and the need always outweighs, the service that we provide, but we try to do our part to empower the community, definitely.
And thanks for joining, Miss Sheila. And it's, the meaningful conversation is necessary. We have to be deliberate, as well as, going forward. You know how my passion is for education. I was asked to be on the committee in the inner city, city north of Detroit for now. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that, the movie, I think it was Jerry Maguire, when she said, "You had me at hello." Mm-hmm. So during the initial meeting for this organization is going to take place to improve educational literacy in the city north of Detroit. One of the things where the facilitator, who will also be the leader of the initiative, his point was, we're at the point right now where we have to be not just deliberative, but destructive. Mm. And he mean that in a positive way, because the only way you're going to get people to pay attention, you have to make noise.
Absolutely.
You have to make noise. That's one thing that I appreciate about you. I've been knowing you. We go back to pre-100 days when we were fellow co-workers at Blue Cross Blue Shield. I've always had a lot of respect for you. And the deliberate nature of your leadership is what keeps the members engaged and involved. And that's what's important. And, without a doubt, your tenure is coming to an end, but, as an outgoing president, we got to pull you back in somehow to keep you, just like you volunteered others for events, you be volunteered, for, perspectives, because, the legacy knowledge. One thing about organizations, you have to maintain that legacy knowledge in order for the organization to stay successful.
Absolutely.
And you have the knowledge. You've been here for a while. You were brought in by someone whom I also know. I was in the HR field at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and he was a mentor to me while I was in that field. And it's important to have those type of contacts. Absolutely. It's important and it's necessary. So we have to do and keep doing what's needed to keep moving forward, support Black businesses like we are doing here this evening. And, I want to thank you for all that you have done, and best of luck to you. I know you're a new father. I know it's not always easy to get out to spend time with us, but at the same time, it is fun to get out. You need that break, especially with a newborn.
Time to breathe is okay. Absolutely.
So I appreciate both you and your wife being here this evening, because, you need, I've been there, a father twice, and when they were young, you need that time. Matter of fact, one of the reasons we moved back to Michigan was due to the fact of not having any family down in Charlotte, North Carolina, no support base. So that's one of the reasons we moved back to here, and it was, it's needed. You need that support base. People don't realize how important that is. So I want to thank you for the time. Happy holidays.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to, the next chapter of what's going on with you and 100 Black Men. And I'm sure I've been a president of an organization. I tell people all the time, the best day of my tenure in that role was the day I left office. I'm just being real, So it's the day I left office, June 10th, 2017, Saturday evening, about 9:02 p.m.
Oh, you remember?
I remember it exactly. I remember it well, because you need that part of your life back.
Yes.
You need that part of your life back. Absolutely. And you served 4 years. I only served 2 years, a total of 6 years being on the executive board, but you need that time back.
Yes, sir. You do.
So thank you, Charles.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, appreciate you. And you got Darren Washington come on in. Okay. And Darren Washington or Tina Washington, one of them will be back. They are the proprietors of Shops on Top. And it's very important, again, that we did something at a Black establishment, because we have to support our own. We have to support our own. We have to make the necessary decisions to come out, do right, and support our own. There are all kinds of things going on during the holiday season. But one thing about 100 Black Men, we don't wait till certain times of the year to do things. We are doing things all year round. We have a major health fair that takes place the first Saturday in August every year. We are involved with the event over at Ford Field, Detroit Lions put on for Black men in healthcare. We're involved with what takes place over at the Brooklyn in Corktown, another health initiative. We also sponsor voter registration educational initiatives, in addition to candidates forums, because it's important for us to bring the candidates to the people and have the people come hear from the candidates firsthand. And thank you, G Money. You're right about supporting one another. Last night, Motor City Foods helped me and Greater Emmanuel Church of God in Christ feed the needy at the Cox Shelter, and we fed and clothed 77 families. Congratulations to you, G Money. Speaking of which, G Money, we will be supporting an initiative on the 23rd of December down at Burt's Warehouse from 12 noon to 12 midnight, where we will be giving out toys the whole time to families that stop by. We will be one of the many groups that will be supporting this initiative. Ypsilanti has quite a few initiatives. They do an annual Feed the City, Feed the Community drive on December 23rd, which is next Tuesday in Ypsilanti at the Freight House. And that's very important. So there's all kinds of things that, the community is doing. It's not about the organizations that are doing it. It's about having the benevolence and a heart to be difference makers in the community. And without further ado, I have Darren Washington, who is the proprietor, along with his wife here at Shops on Top. This is our second time doing an event here in the last 3 years. Always accommodating. If you're not familiar with 2632 Russell Street, just north of Gratiot Avenue in Eastern Market, come on down, support this Black business, support this Black man, his wife, and his kids, because his kids also that's what the Why Not Detroit business is about. That's his kids. And I'll let him do some talking now, because he's also going to be participating in an event I mentioned earlier down at Durfee Innovation Center this coming Friday. So take it away, Darren.
Well,
tell
listen,
people who you are and
hey,
what this business is all about.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Darren Washington from Shops on Top. It's been 8 years since we've been here. We are located at 2362 Russell Street here in the Eastern Market. I love every bit of it. I'm born and raised here in Detroit. My wife and I, we've been married for 34 years. We always had business in Detroit. So I love my city. I do everything I can to promote my city. And I want everybody that, if you don't know about Shops on Top, it's about 9 to 10,000 square feet space. We have like 4 stores in one. We have Model Dress, which is ladies, have a beautiful ladies store. We have a high street menswear for men's. We have the Why Not Detroit brand that's out there that's doing very well. We also have a leather store, leather gallery in here as well. We have a bunch of things. And then also we have where we're standing at right now, we have a children's room. It's called Positive Fun Toys, where I also created a couple of nice toys, inspirational toys. So, and I'll talk to more about that, but you can go, I'll give you some websites that you can check out. One is my shop, shopsontopfashion.com. You can check that site out, Shops on Top Fashion. And also you can check out Why Not Detroit, Shop Why Not Detroit, shopwhynotdetroit.com. That's another site you can check out. And Eric, I appreciate you. First of all, I should have said this in the beginning. Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, no doubt. I appreciate you for having us here because,
you know. And, my man, you've been out there making it happen. You know, your heart is in the right place. And that's what it's all about, man. Right. Having that heart, putting in children and kids in our community. We need it so bad, man, to get us started in the right direction. And we need more of you. Right? Am I right or wrong?
You're right. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
and, you know, one of the things I appreciate, you know, the viewers, they're putting down various events, services that helped out the community. Miss Sheila, she's talking about Turkey Grill did an event yesterday.
Okay.
You had G Money Hollywood talking about his church did. Motor City, Grady Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. They did something yesterday.
Yes.
And I've been posting on my Facebook page as well as been talking about it, you know, here on this broadcast because a lot. I mean, this is a trying time. Everyone is not as fortunate as everyone else.
Yes,
and I tell people all the time, we owe it to the community.
Absolutely.
You know, to give back. You know, we've been fortunate enough, and you know, people gauge success however they want.
Yes.
But anyone that has achieved any level of success,
that's right,
owe it to the community to give back. I mean, I tell people all the time, whatever college you went to, whatever high school you went to, give back to those alumni organizations because that's very important.
25.
That's very important because regardless of your experience at that college you went to, good, bad, or indifferent, you got your degree from that university and college. So you owe it to that university or college. Any programs, big girls, big boys, PAL, any organization you were involved with, you owe it to them to give back so those that come behind you can see the light and see that focus. I was telling your daughter earlier, and kudos to your daughter.
Oh, thank you.
Graduate of U of M, architecture degree, currently at Princeton, pursuing a master's in architecture. We don't have a lot of people of color in that field. So you and your wife Tina has done an amazing job with all 3 of your kids. So you know, kudos to you on that. And we owe it to, you know, we have to. More black boys need to be seeing more black faces. I was telling your daughter how an event I did up in Eastern Michigan a few years ago. I told you as well. Not, you know, these are high school freshmen. Because it's first year center. We did a mental health event for them. And to hear some of the questions that they had and to be impressed with seeing so many black men in a shirt and tie or a bow tie. That's all I wear, a bow tie. You would think that they would have seen that prior to getting to college. So it's very important. You know, you talked about, and I was telling you about a project I'll be working on the next year. And I just appreciate someone reached out to me. Somebody called me based on my passion for literacy to say that here's a project I would like to work with you on. Let's do a line of books showing people, black boys and girls, how they can achieve based on what they believe, based on what they see. So I came up with a title for the line of books. What I See Is Me. That was already taken. A chief of police down in Waco, Texas, a black woman. It just shows you how great. I have no idea who this lady is, but it just shows you how great minds think alike. She already has that title, so I got to come up with another title, which I'm working on, and it won't be a problem coming up with another title. but it will also be about not just about looking in the mirror and you in your pajamas, and you seeing yourself as a doctor, but it will also be about the ecosystem, so they can understand how grains in the field become the bread you eat.
Amen.
The animals on the farms become the steaks, the ham, the pork chop, the barbecue, the chicken that you eat.
Yes.
They need to see the ecosystem, because we take too many things for granted in life.
That's right. I agree.
And you need to see exactly what it is. And this series of books will be able to give people an opportunity to see something that they never thought of being, and that can be the inspiration for them to become.
I like that.
So it's important. And again, I just, same with the project I'll be working on in the city north of Detroit. Someone reached out to me. I think you'd be a good fit for this.
Yes.
And like I was telling Charles in the previous interview, they had me at saying the intention is to be disruptive, because the Black community need to understand how important literacy, education, and reading on a grade level that you are in is.
It's so important.
It's very important.
It's the number one priority. It's number one priority. I can tell you, by me coming up in Detroit, public schools, I got a good education.
Yeah, I did too. It was different back then, 40 years. So,
And I can remember coming up, if it wasn't for PAL.
Yeah.
PAL, I grew up in PAL.
Right.
As
you were PAL baseball, I was PAL basketball, as well as running track. Had it not been for, and then you had coaches that believed in you then.
Oh, absolutely.
I think right now, part of the problem now is you have AU that has taken over and taken things to a whole nother level.
Yes.
And so Mr. 1213, he's asking, do you have any learning toys and games for children?
Oh, absolutely.
And as you answer that, Darren, not to cut you off, tell them about the event on Friday.
Okay, yes. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I appreciate that question. I have a book. I have a coloring book. Let me see. Can I grab it real quick? This coloring book, I don't know if you can see it. This coloring book is called Positive Fun Stars. Whereas when the kids color, they can actually. It says every. I have different quotes in this book. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, so I started with the word "be positive," and I take each letter and be positive. Like for instance, I is for intelligent, and it says Stone says you are intelligent. So I try to take each letter in the word "be positive" and come up with another positive word. So that as the kids coloring, they also get learning another word at the same time, and they also when they coloring goes all the way to the end of the each letter stands for a nice positive word. So for instance, at the end, I say, okay.
Oh, so they got your kids throughout the book too. Okay.
Absolutely. That's
the kids' names.
My kids' name. Yeah, I named the stars after my kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And tell the audience what are your kids' names?
Okay. Yeah, my audience. My kids' name is Honor, Seth, and Stone. Those are my kids. Honor, Seth, and Stone. Yeah, Honor is my daughter. And I have two sons, Stone and Seth. And so that's how I came up with this positive star message.
Yeah. You have two inspirational quotes that I believe in 100%. Yes. Never give up and give your best.
Absolutely. And I believe in positive affirmations. Positive affirmation is so important for kids because that's how I came up with positive affirmations. My mom and my coaches always put that in me. Never give up. Stay focused. Give your best. Be sincere. You can do it. Those words still stand today with me. And but this book, this coloring book, it takes you through a positive journey, and it gives the kids something to read about, and also while they coloring, having fun. So it works out really good. So it's a really nice little coloring book. So this is a good tool for kids, but anywhere from K through 5, 6. And
continue to talk about the event on Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. This Friday. Which one I have? I have a couple of events.
At Durfee.
Okay, yes. Oh, actually, yes. Okay, so listen. Durfee Elementary asked me to come over this Friday, and we're putting together a Be Positive rally for the kids from K through 3. And so the rally consists of I'm bringing over my team, my Be Positive team. They call me Mr. Be Positive, because that's who I am. But anyway, so the rally starts at 1 o'clock. I'm sorry. but we're going to bring in guest speakers. We're going to bring in entertainment for the kids. Also, who has actually the entertainment is look. I have some little kids that's like
entertaining the other kids. Okay,
entertaining other kids. They're going to tap dance. They're going to sing. But anyway, my main thing is telling the kids about just having the right attitude, being the best you can be. And my message to kids is simple. It says, you can be what you want to be. The world is yours to pursue your dreams. Stay in school and don't do drugs. Visualize your goals and have never-ending hope. That's my message to the kids, and that's how we're going to present ourselves on this Friday at Durfee Elementary. And we're going to give away so many toys, my positive fun toys. I got a pillow that talks and sings to the kids, and the pillow is great.
Pillow?
It's a pillow.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that right there.
Yeah, my toy pillow, and my toy pillow is like this. It says, hey, I'm a positive star. I don't know if you can hear this, but I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? No? Okay, let me get one more. I'm sorry. Let me get one more. Yeah. It says, hey.
Hi, I'm Otter. I'm a positive star. You can be a positive star too by saying, be positive. Never give up. Give your best. Love. Smile. Be honest. Be nice.
And it has a jingle. And it says, be positive. You can be what you want to be. So it's a nice little toy. So I'm going to be giving these out at Durfee Elementary to all the kids. And I'm excited coming for Friday. I'm looking forward to this. And so the kids get a coloring book and they get a toy pillow from the Be Positive.
Is that your daughter Honor voice?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, this is my daughter Honor. And then also I have so I have 3 pillows. I have one. This is my son Stone. And this is my son Seth. So they all got their own pillow, and it's a great toy. It's a great message and it's inspirational for kids to keep moving forward. Yes.
And what's also important about the coloring book, Darren, is that it gives the kids an opportunity to learn words.
Absolutely.
And,
yeah.
The affirmations throughout the coloring book
Yes.
gives them, though people may not think about it, the affirmation speaks for itself.
Yes.
But it also develops conflict resolution skills.
Absolutely.
It does,
yes.
because it's telling them, as long as you are being positive, never giving up.
Yeah.
And it's like the movie. I'm not the biggest fan of Will Smith,
Yes.
but in the movie, Chris Gardner,
Okay.
well, he played the character Chris Gardner. The name of the movie escapes me for some reason.
Okay.
But when he's on the bridge with his real life son that played his son in the movie,
I remember that movie.
and he's saying, never let anyone tell you no.
No. Yes.
People need to understand that is such a positive affirmation.
Yes.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't love yourself, who else?
Absolutely.
So you have to believe in yourself. You have to understand that you don't give up, because had he given up,
Yes. I remember
he
that
would not
story.
have become the multimillionaire that Pursuit of Happiness, the name of the movie.
Yeah,
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
He would not have become the multimillionaire that he is to this day.
Absolutely.
So believe in your dreams and never let someone tell you what you can do.
Yes.
And one of the things when I give speeches, I talk about the ML King quote
Okay.
about a bootless man cannot lift himself up by the bootstraps.
Yes.
When we talk about education, one of the things people need to understand, an uneducated parent cannot educate that parent.
Yeah.
So that's why the cycle of illiteracy continues to permeate in urban communities.
Yes.
So we have to meet the rubber where the road somewhere, and people have to get involved. I told you about the Adopt a School, Invest in the Future.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you have a kid in Detroit, River Rouge, Pontiac, Benton Harbor, Muskegon Heights,
Yes.
Flint, Saginaw. You have to play a role to make sure that these young Black boys and girls are being educated at a level where they are able to compete.
I agree.
Because with AI, artificial intelligence,
Yes.
they are making it more difficult to compete, because those that will get caught up in the plagiarism of using AI
Yes.
will be those that do not know how to edit the information that they're using
Yes.
to substitute for what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's a skill to AI. ChatGPT AI, yes, is there for a reason, is there to help you, but you have to know how to use it.
Absolutely.
And everything in life is, knowing how to use it and using it the right way.
That's right.
You don't want to get kicked out of high school or college for plagiarism. Let me see. That is really empowering with what you are doing with the children that you have out. yes, instilling positivity and most likely yield positive result. It certainly helps build character.
Yes.
You see, this is, and what I like about your book,
Yes.
and not really digressing, but you're teaching kids self-responsibility
Yes.
and self-accountability.
Self-accountability.
Because
Everybody
as
accountable.
we
That's
as
right.
we look at what just happened here in Michigan last Wednesday with the coach at U of M,
Yes.
a lot of that, 99.9% of that is self-inflicted.
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 Yeah,
He
was-
made a decision
Yes.
that ruined his life. Well, I won't say ruined his life. Definitely ruined his career.
Yeah,
You know, he might get another coaching job. Won't be no time soon. But he you know, the power of thinking with the wrong head got him in a situation that he will live to regret. So we have to do things to empower these kids, to teach them right from wrong, and we have to do it at an early age. You know, the bartender, our frat brother,
Yes.
he's a teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, some of the stories that me, him, and you were sharing early before the event started.
Mhm.
Again, thank you and your wife for giving us this opportunity
Beautiful.
to have this event here.
We got network.
But that is an opportunity hearing from him, who's a current teacher,
Yeah.
former administrator,
Yes.
and he sees it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that he said that was so poignant is that what happened, because once upon a time, Southfield was a school district that was one of the better ones in the Southeast community
That's right.
district of Detroit.
Yes.
It is not now. They're on the they're one of the schools on the low performing list.
Wow.
You would have never seen that when you were playing baseball at Mumford, me running track at Murray Wright.
Yes.
You would never seen that at Southfield.
Yeah.
Southfield High or Southfield Lathrop for sure. I forgot the new name of the school of what's on Southfield Lathrop property, but Southfield A&T, the old Southfield High,
Yes.
you have never seen that. And that's unfortunate, but that just goes to show how important it is to focus on the real. We major and minor. People mad because Lions might not make the playoffs. That's low-hanging fruit. That is low-hanging fruit. We need to worry about these kids getting out of high school at the grade level which they're graduating from, which is 12th grade. And that's what we need to focus on. So definitely you're doing an amazing job. You know, you've had, we definitely would do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Part Warriors. I remember the movie once I got to thinking, Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay.
And Part Warriors is a regular listener, viewer, watcher of the podcast.
Awesome.
So thank him and thank all for listening. You know, Miss Sheila, Karen Winston, G Money, the homie, Mr. 1213. We have to always thank you for watching, because you could be doing something else on this cold. It's not even winter yet. That's the wild part about it. But it's freezing. You know, we're cold here in Detroit, so it's not even winter yet. So thank you all for taking time out of your schedule. I know the finals of the music show, The Voice, is tonight. So I appreciate you all taking time out of your schedule to tune in on this. You know, it's still a few more minutes to go, but you have an amazing business here going. I told you before, you had an amazing business. We had the first department store, black-owned department store in downtown Detroit on 4th Street. And it's unfortunate that our people did not support you the way, because you should still be on 4th Street downtown.
Absolutely.
You know, that was a nice business.
A lot of work.
A lot of work went into it, so that was a nice business. So definitely.
But you keep up the great work.
I appreciate you.
I love what
appreciate
you're doing, man. And that's what it's all about, man.
Right.
We got to help these kids so much, man, and it's just so much needed, and we truly have. We got to continue working.
It goes beyond. You know, we're frat brothers. We have to be frat brothers, and it goes beyond just a fraternity. It goes, without a doubt, we would have crossed paths regardless of whether we were members kept outside. It's how we would have crossed paths just based on, the knack we have for giving back. Right. So again, thank you. Yeah. And I appreciate you. But I would like to interview your son or daughter if they're here, because I definitely would like to. I want to brag on Honor for sure. So what he's doing here, and I say I want to brag on Honor because you're going to be very impressed with this young lady. She's a 2025 graduate of University of Michigan with honors, a bachelor's degree in architecture. She's now on semester break from her first semester at Princeton University in New Jersey. So that just goes to show that Darren and his wife Tina did right by their children. The Why Not Detroit was a business founded by was founded by
Yeah.
one of his sons.
Yeah.
Oh, you all wrapped up, like you ready to go.
I wasn't ready to leave. Yeah, just real quick. Just wanted to say-
I just want to brag on you right quick, Honor. So this is Honor Washington. This is the daughter of Darren and Tina Washington. And one of the stars is named after her, Honor, and that's spelled Aonor.
Correct.
And one of the reasons I wanted to bring Honor on is to show what Black success
Yes.
in a family where both presidents are present can achieve. U of M graduate, architecture. You don't find a lot of us in that field, who is now at Princeton University pursuing a master's in architecture.
Yep.
So tell the peoples a bit about yourself. And you're on Detroit in Black and White presents Reality Strikes with Eric Brown. And again, I want to thank you all, the whole family, for hosting us, 100 Black Men, this evening. But I could not finish this podcast without bringing you to the stage to talk about your successes.
Oh, thank you. Well, I first and foremost, everything that I do is to God and to my family. I am forever grateful to have them support me along the way. Everything that I've done has been just like a culmination of who my parents are as a representation of them, and just always inspire me to do better and be better about myself and think positively about myself. Ever since I graduated from Renaissance High School, I think the trajectory of which I maybe allowed myself or had the opportunity to better my education was through my upbringing. And I think that everyone should recognize my family and our successes, because we always like to communicate how we feel about the community. We like to uplift people. We like to make people feel good about themselves. They should never give up on their dreams and always be positive.
So what's your ultimate goal?
Eventually, I aspire to be a licensed architect and work in fashion design and set design.
And one of the other things that's important, listening to you, I just met you today. I've been on your father, I think about 40 years. Yeah.
40 years, yeah.
So one of the things we have to do is very important is connect, as well as when you know someone in the field that can be an inspiration and or an asset for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you right away, I know a friend that works in, college classmate that works in the architecture field, female, Black female,
Right.
from Saginaw, Michigan. I immediately say, I will connect you with her.
Right.
And I would not be surprised before I leave here, she will have followed back, because that's how she is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important that we do that. I'm a firm believer, we don't do that enough.
Mm-hmm.
Being in human resources, I never forget when I first got into the field. And I won't say the company, but I will say that while I was there, I was the only Black male in human resources.
Right.
And when the summer internship program came around,
Mm-hmm.
you had all these white students getting the job.
Mm-hmm.
When the job openings came around, you had all these white people getting a job. And I'm like, well, damn. But then I came to realize they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at them for supporting their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care. I'm in a different fraternity than guys that are in 4 other different fraternities.
Mm-hmm.
That does not bother me, because if I see a resume come across my desk, I don't care if it's an Alpha, Omega, Iota, or Sigma,
Mm-hmm.
I can get them at least to the door of an interview. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Right.
I mean, I was at an event and there was a guy that, unbeknownst to me, I had no idea he was going to do this. He was
Mhm.
praising me about getting him a job. And I say, I just got you to the door.
Mm-hmm.
You did your own talking,
Right.
but it's my responsibility to get people to the door.
That's right.
And we have to learn that. And that's one of the things that needs to be taught. And today's society, even more so.
Mm-hmm.
AI is something that I was telling your father. People have to learn how to use AI.
Yeah.
It's a great tool,
Yeah.
but if you don't have the skills to learn how to edit and or make it your own
Mm-hmm.
and own it, then you're going to be behind the 8 ball again.
Right.
And we have to get, more people like yourself in front of Black boys and girls,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can understand that they can be what they see.
Right.
One thing me and your father's talking about, it is important for us as Black men to be around black boys so they can see what success look like. And success is subjective.
Yeah.
It's subjective.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about success that permeates it is the way you dress.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see someone dressed nice, you will automatically assume that they are successful.
Right.
So you could be a bum on the street, but if you know how to present yourself, to present that image and do the masking, as they say in the real world, that's half the battle. So I want to thank you, Honor, for what you're doing.
You.
Continued success to you
Thank
at
you.
Princeton.
Thank you so much.
And hope that not hope. I'm sure I'll be hearing more about you
Thank you.
in the future. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Happy holidays to
Same
you.
to you.
Thank you, everyone. See you later.
All right, thank you. So, this is an example. We always talk about, Black excellence. You just got to witness Black excellence. Detroit Renaissance, U of M, now at Princeton. Black girl, City of Detroit. Proof positive that it is possible. And we can't give up on our kids. We can't give up on our children. We can't give up on the future. Because people always talk about the future, but I say the future is not next week, next year, 5 years or 10 years from now. The future is now, because you have to train them now for what the expectations of what the future will be. And as you can see right now, our future right now is AI. How many people would have thought years ago that this would have been our future? Let me see. Mr. Moore is done making an impact on college sports. Yes, he contributed to his own self-destruction. It is an overall sad case. His character has been unfortunately tanked in college football. I would agree. And see, one of the things people have to understand, I've stated this on Facebook. I've stated this till I have been blue in the face. Focusing on whether or not she should be fired is the wrong approach. At the end of the day, he was the authoritative figure. She was his subordinate. I've written about this ad nauseum. Had I been the one investigating the first instance of an alleged affair between him and her, there would have been a different football coach at the beginning of the fall 2025 football season. I say that because the first red flag was the increase in pay that she received. It is not normal for someone to get a 55% increase in pay. Yes, she went to a new position, but even going to a new position does not necessarily mean you automatically go to that new pay range. It does not work like that in all aspects of the business world. So that would have been the first red flag for me. But for there to be so many complaints about an inappropriate relationship, that was problematic. That should have been dealt with. They chose not to, and then, who knows what's going to happen with the athletic director. But I will be the first to say that how they handled that situation was definitely not the best. They could have done better. They should have done better. And they could have saved themselves a lot of grief. But as far as her being fired, U of M is not in a position to terminate her employment because she was the subordinate. He was the superior. And in those situations, in addition to the policies and procedures about fraternization within the workplace, he was held to a higher standard when it came to a moral clause in his contract. So that's why we have to look at it from a different lens. I look at it from a human resources perspective. That's the only way to look at it. It has nothing to do with race, nothing at all. I look at it from the clause in his contract with regards to moral responsibilities, in addition to the policies and procedures of the workplace mandate at the University of Michigan. So he has two negatives working against him, and she will not be fired. She will most likely be giving a settlement because it all became different once he started stalking her. So that's one of the things that we have to understand. What happened at University of Michigan last week was not a racial problem. So we have to understand that. And she's gone now, Karen, but I would definitely, as well as Miss Sheet, I would definitely let Honor know that you are wish her well and congratulate her on her successes. Let me see. What does the Queen have in common with Detroit? Black population. You want to give me another answer, Part Wars, I'm open to it. But one of the things about the Queen City now, than when I lived there in Charlotte, North Carolina, it was not as heavily populated with people as it is now. And with more people became more problems. And it wasn't just the higher population of Black people. I would just say with more people came more problems. Charlotte, North Carolina has a population greater than Detroit now, and they are dealing with the repercussions of growth and not knowing how to deal with it. Let me see. Human resources is a white women game in real life. Well, it's definitely a woman's game. You don't find a lot of Black men in the human resources space. So that goes without saying. And not sure what Karen Winston is saying indeed to. I'm sure she will enlighten me. She might have to get a reduction in pay. She won't get a reduction in pay. One of the most difficult things to do is reduce someone's pay once they get it. And Coach Moore, Sharon Moore, was not the only one that approved that pay raise. You know, one single person does not have the authority to make that increase of a 55% pay increase what it is. So again, there's more to this story. Obviously, that's why people say that more people knew, and I'm sure they did know. They chose to keep quiet for the wrong reasons. And you're right, G Money Hollywood, he needs to be fired. And if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I predict that he will. I predict that he will be fired. I will not bet on him being fired because you never want to see someone lose their job. So I will predict that he will be fired. Again, I am broadcasting live from Tops on Shop here in the Eastern Market, 2632 Russell Street, just north of Gratiot. If you have an opportunity between now and December the 24th, come check them out. They have all kinds of amazing footwear, clothing wear, pants, dresses, suits, amazing leather jackets. And if you're a Michigan State fan, I wish I had told Darren to go get those amazing Michigan State bags. They are, and he has a license with Michigan State before someone, get off and ask, is he a licensed vendor for Michigan State University? Yes, he is. And he's also working on getting a vending license to have U of M products. But he has these 3 leather bags representing Michigan State University. And these bags are beyond amazing. Amazing. And if I get his attention to bring one of the bags back here to let you all see it, and I know G Money, you were a Michigan State grad, you will fall in love with this bag. And if I do not get his attention, and you are in the area, 2632 Russell Street, Eastern Market, just north of Gratiot, stop by Tops on Shops, ask for Darren Washington, ask for Honor Washington, ask for Stone Washington, Seth Washington, or Tina Washington, the matriarch, the mother, the wife, and they will be able to assist you with this amazing Michigan State University bagware. I mean, it's amazing. It's a book bag, it's an overnight bag, and it's a bag for those that need to carry their gym wear in, for those that work out regularly. Let me see if Part Org has an answer for me with regards to the sameness of Detroit and the Motor City. It was built and made by great Detroit architects and developers. The creation of the Tryon Street skyline was done by Detroit. I did not know that. Thanks for telling me that. Now I can tell those, again, I'm going to say uptown for those of you that are not familiar with the Southern way. They call their downtown uptown. So I will be sure to tell those in Charlotte that their uptown was developed by architects and developers from the city of Detroit. So give me something else to rub over their heads. She is also the daughter of an NFL executive. I believe she represents the Chicago Bears. Yes, he is. He works with the Chicago Bears, and she won't have a problem getting a job, G Money. She will not have a problem getting a job. So you're right. She would get rich off the scandal, and Yes, sell off into the sunset. You're right. She's going to do very well for herself. I mean, a lot of people in the college athletic space, they move around a lot anyway. So going from one college to another, once you're in that space, you're in that space. Getting another job would not be hard for her. I do think it's in her best interest to leave the University of Michigan and go somewhere else. The scrutiny, the stares and all that is not worth it. You know, so yeah, I think that would be in her best interest to do that. I will most likely take you up on buying a MSU bag. Good to know. Okay. What you need to do, G Money, is come on down to 2632 Russell Street in the Eastern Market, just north of Gratiot. And you can come see that bag for yourself, and you can come purchase that bag for yourself. I don't buy Michigan State stuff. I'm a U of M guy. Sorry about that. See you guys on the basketball court real soon. So again, I want to thank everyone I have a few more minutes, but I want to thank everyone for joining us. There will be one more show before the Christmas holiday. So I would say next week for any salutations with regards to the holiday season. And I'll say holiday season because I know, being politically correct, that's the right thing to do. Not everyone celebrates the holiday season the same way. So I would just say the holiday season, and we will see how that goes. And, you know, until then, without a doubt, I wish everyone a great remainder of the week. You know, be safe. We just had a situation yesterday and again today, 2 fires, both on the west side, and a total of 4 people have lost their life. Yeah, yesterday, a 6-year-old kid lost his life in a fire. His mother's in critical condition. Today, 3 people lost their lives, including a teenage girl. I'm not sure which high school she was attending, if it was a Detroit school or one of the suburban schools. But whenever this happens around the holiday season, it's always tough for everyone. My twin brother, back in 1999, he lost 3 of his kids in a house fire. So I can definitely sympathize with those that definitely lost their loved ones during the holiday season, because it was a holiday season when he lost his 3 kids. So prayers for those that lost their lives. And to Rob Reiner, meathead from all my family. Rob Reiner, his wife, they lost their lives yesterday at the hands of their son, which is very, very unfortunate, very sad. And, you know, I'm not sure what more can be said about that. Prayers to them, because they still have other children that have to deal with the loss of their mom and dad, while also dealing with the fact that their sibling killed their mom and dad. So prayers to Rob Reiner, his wife, Michelle, without a doubt. And again, locally, 2 families were impacted by fire yesterday and again today. Thank you, Karen, about the great show. And let's pray for those families and for the mom that's in critical condition. Hopefully she will recover fully, because, again, the holidays is the worst time of year to lose a family member. Any time of the year is a bad time to lose a family member. But the holidays takes on a special meaning. You want to spend time with family, not be in a situation where you are spending time thinking about the loss of a family member. You know, so let's pray for those families, both on the west side, Wildermere, 7 Mile, and Rutherford. I'm not sure what the other cross streets of Rutherford was, but that's a west side street. So let's pray for those individuals for sure during this holiday season. There was a teenager, the house on 7 Mile in Wildermere. One of the individuals that lost their lives in that fire was a teenager. And again, I don't know what high school she goes to or went to, if it was a city school or a suburban school or a charter school. But as I find that out, I will bring an update to that situation next week. Yeah, you're right. Greed is a trip. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining me. Yes, it is tough when a life is lost, period. Very sad. When prayers are up, blessings will come down. And I agree with you 100%, G Money. So I want to thank all the viewers. Again, I want to thank Charles Felton, President of 100 Black Men of Greater Detroit. I want to thank Darren Washington, the proprietor of this business. And I want to thank Honor for giving her perspective on being brought before the screen to talk about her great journey. And again, until next week, peace and love. Thank you all for joining me this evening. As always, like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next week on the 22nd of December, 3 days before Christmas. Peace and love. Good night, and see you next week.